Welcome to TechViews 10X, where we break down the tech that's changing our world. Okay, let's get right into it. We're all using AI more and more, right? But here's the big question we're tackling today. Is it actually making us smarter, or is it secretly making us dumber by taking over the skills that keep our minds sharp?
And this quote from Wharton professor Kartik Hosanagar, it just hits you, doesn't it? What parts of our minds are going quiet without us noticing? I mean, wow. It's a pretty chilling thought. As our gadgets get smarter and smarter, what are we losing in the process? What skills are just fading away?
You know, this whole idea, this feeling of losing a skill, it probably starts with something you and I use all the time, something that feels totally harmless. I'm talking about GPS.
So picture this. Professor Hosanagar is driving home just one exit away. He's done this drive a million times, but then his wife turns off the GPS, and instantly he feels lost, disoriented. Even though he knew the way, he'd become so dependent on that little voice telling him where to go that without it, his brain just blank.
And this really brings up a fascinating contrast, right? On one side, you've got the legendary London cabbies. These guys spend years, literally years, memorizing thousands of streets to pass this insane test called the knowledge. It creates this bulletproof mental map of the city. Then, on the other side, you've got an Uber driver who can navigate London perfectly on day one. How? They just follow the app. The convenience is amazing, for sure, but that deep skill of building a mental map is just not happening anymore.
Okay, so this is about way more than just finding your way home. When you get into high-stakes jobs, think pilots, doctors, this skill fade can have absolutely devastating consequences. It's a real paradox. The more the AI helps us, the more helpless we can become when it's not there.
I mean, look at the tragic case of Air France Flight 447 back in 2009. The plane was flying perfectly on autopilot for hours. But then, a pre-minor sensor problem caused the autopilot to suddenly switch off. The pilots, who were so used to the system doing the work, were totally out of practice. Their basic, fundamental flying skills, what they call stick and rudder skills, they had just withered away from lack of use. And that, tragically, was a major factor in the crash.
And this isn't just a feeling. You can actually measure it. There was this incredible study with doctors performing colonoscopies. They used an AI tool that helped them spot polyps. But here's the crazy part. When they took the AI away, the doctor's ability to find polyps on their own dropped. And not by little, by 22%. The AI didn't just help them. It was actively making them worse at their job when they had to rely on themselves.
So, yeah, there's a word for this. It's called deskilling. And it's not a new idea, really. It's been happening ever since the Industrial Revolution, when machines on an assembly line started replacing skilled craftsmen. But, and this is the important part, AI is different. It's not just replacing manual labor, it's coming for our cognitive skills, our ability to think critically, to use our judgment, to be creative.
So the big question is, why? Why do our brains fall for this so easily? Why are we so quick to just hand over the reins to an automated system? Well, it turns out we're kind of hardwired to do it, thanks to a few tricky cognitive biases. First, there's something called automation bias. This is basically our built-in instinct to just trust the computer. If the machine gives us an answer, our first reaction is to believe it, period. We'll often ignore our own gut feeling or even other evidence that's staring us right in the face.
Next up, we've got confirmation bias. You probably know this one. It's our tendency to love information that agrees with what we already think. And with AI, it's even worse. If the AI spits out something that matches our own assumption, we don't just nod along. We think, wow, this AI is smart. It thinks just like me. We start to trust it way more, even though we have no idea how it actually got that answer.
And the last one is the ordering effect. This is super simple. First impressions count. A lot. If an AI tool works perfectly for you the first couple of times you use it, you're way more likely to just blindly trust it from then on. You get complacent, you stop double-checking, and that's when you'll miss it when it inevitably makes a mistake down the line.
Okay, so we're wired with these cognitive traps that make us over-rely on AI. That's kind of scary, but how do we fight back? Before we get to the solutions, I want to mention something for those of you looking to use AI the right way in your work. If you want to start or grow your business online and use AI as a powerful tool to augment your skills, not replace them, you should definitely check out businesscong.com. They've got the tools to help you get started.
All right, so how do we actually deal with this? How can we get all the amazing benefits of AI without letting our own brains turn to mush? Well, the answer is kind of surprising. It's all about intentionally adding a little bit of friction back into the process.
And that's what this next part is all about.
building mindful friction. We're not talking about making things difficult just because. The goal here is to find ways to keep ourselves in the loop, to stay engaged, and to make sure we're the ones in the driver's seat. So on a personal level, there are 3 things you can start doing right now. Number 1, be mindful. Seriously, just stop and think about which of your skills are fundamental. What abilities are just too important for you to outsource? Number 2, always do a human-first pass. Before you even touch an AI, create your own rough draft or sketch out your own initial idea. This makes the AI your assistant, not your boss. And number 3, build in review points. Force yourself to take intentional breaks, to step back and actually use your own judgment to critique what the AI has produced.
And then this idea scales up too. Organizations can build these safeguards into their whole system. They can run what are called reliance drills, basically simulating an AI failure to see where the skill gaps are. Or they could mandate analog practice, maybe having an off AI Friday or something, just to keep those core human skills sharp. It's all about treating human expertise like the absolutely critical asset that it is.
So when you boil it all down, we're at a crossroads. We have a fundamental choice to make about how we want to use these incredibly powerful new tools.
And here's the main takeaway. The goal isn't to get rid of AI. Of course not. The real goal is to use it to augment our own abilities. Let it handle the boring, tedious stuff so that we can free up our brain power to focus on what we humans do best: higher-level thinking, creativity, and real judgment. The AI should be a partner that helps us think, not a crutch that lets us stop thinking altogether.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. AI is here to stay. It's going to take on more of our tasks for sure, but it shouldn't take over our thinking. So ask yourself, which of your skills are just too essential to outsource? What parts of your mind will you fight to keep active and sharp? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to TechViews 10X for more explainers just like this one.